Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Idaho Today. As the summer days draw to a close and students prepare to head back to the classroom, one critical aspect that often gets overlooked is the importance of sleep. We're diving into why getting sleep back on track as school starts is essential for children's well-being and also their academic success. So joining us right now is Amanda Medley. She's a pediatric sleep specialist who will shed light on several crucial questions and one that this parent really needs some guidance for. I'll tell you what, that return back to school is always a bumpy one in my household because you go from the fun of summer and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, schedule, right?
Yes.
Yes.
No, exactly. Us too.
Yeah.
We just get on a completely different schedule, and to transition back is just, it's always so difficult, whether you have teenagers or tiny little ones. It's tough for everybody.
Yes, or you have like a large range of everybody in your household. Okay, so, but let's state the obvious. Why is getting sleep back on track in school so important for our kids?
There's obviously so many reasons why, right? But really, one of the first ones is health-wise, right? It helps when we get good sleep, we're more healthy, it boosts our immune systems. When we go back to school, there's all these germs that we're being exposed to again. So having our health in a good place and our immune systems boosted is one of the really crucial components of having healthy sleep habits. But also being able to focus in the classroom, right? Like during the summer, we don't have to use our brains quite in the same way as we do when we're back in the classroom. So having better sleep habits really helps us focus more in the classroom. It gives us more energy in the classroom so that our kiddos can last throughout that long school day too, that they haven't been equipped to over the summer as well. Yeah. So all of these reasons, and also just emotional transitions, right?
Yep.
We're doing so many transitions, so many different routines in a new classroom. And so if we're not getting the sleep we need, we can see a lot of meltdowns, a lot of tantrums.
Increased anxiety.
Absolutely.
And then depression, and just, really being able to manage that sleep schedule really helps kind of manage those possible aspects of returning to something that's completely new. Right?
Yeah, just boosts overall mood.
It does. Sleep is
For me too. Adults, kids, everyone.
Yes. Okay, but how much sleep should a child be getting based on their age?
So school-age kiddos, all the way up till about 12 years old, should still be getting about 10 to 12 hours of sleep at night. Okay. And then 12 and up, they don't need quite as much, so around 8 to 10 hours is still what they need.
Okay, so developing teenagers with all their hormones, what would you say would be a good target, at least for them?
8 to 10 hours.
8 to 10.
8 to 10. So if you think about when they need to wake up, do the math and go back. And that's when their bedtime should be. And typically for a school age child, around 7:30 to 9 o'clock is a pretty typical bedtime. Okay,
so that's a good window. All right. And I know, I'm a parent of a elementary student and a high schooler. So their demands are different in the classroom, plus the extracurricular activities, right? Yeah. And then also the social aspects as well, once your kids reach into their teen years, plays a big part in their ability to manage that sleep schedule, which is just, it's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
It is a challenge. So what are some of those other challenges, though, that families might be facing as they head into the school year?
All of those things that you said, but, really, when we're making the sleep schedule transition, it's that push at bedtime. We're so used to being on a later schedule, especially here in Idaho, the sunset is so much later.
Absolutely.
So, and my family too, we're out till 10 o'clock when usually they're in bed by 8.
Yes.
So we're off by 2 whole hours going back into school. And so push back at bedtime, you can't just jump right back to an 8 o'clock schedule. Our bodies are like, no, I'm not doing that. I've been up till 10 for the past 2 months. And so push back at bedtime, taking a long time to get to sleep, late mornings, a lot of tantrums, bad moods, low energy.
So help us navigate that pushback to bedtime, right? So like you said, and many people may not even be aware, but Idaho is one of the only states in the entire country where our sunset is literally 10 o'clock when most places are like 9, So with that, how do we make that transition back? Do we do it in increments?
Yeah, good question.
Okay.
So slow and steady wins the race here in this type of situation. So like I said, we can't just jump to an 8 o'clock bedtime if we've been going to sleep at 10 o'clock every night. So I like to say 15, 20 minutes increments. So earlier bedtime by 15, 20 minutes than you typically would have been doing, and do that for about 2 to 3 nights. Okay. and then 15, 20 minutes earlier, 2 to 3 nights, until you get to your desired bedtime. So it can take a little bit of time, which usually you'd want to start a little bit ahead of time so that by the time school starts,
You're ready.
We're ready.
Yep.
Now, because of the Olympics for us,
Yes.
we've been up late. So
Yes.
I did not start 2 weeks early this year.
Same boat.
I know.
Okay.
So, but taking this position and using that technique, even now, even starting tonight, if your kiddos are starting tomorrow, start tonight.
Okay.
So that over the next couple of weeks, it'll be a gradual and smoother transition still.
Patience is the word that keeps popping in
Patience.
my head with this, right? It's like, okay, go into the school
Absolutely.
year with some grace if you're in a similar boat as us.
Yeah.
Make sure that you know we're going to have grumpy kids. We're going to be grumpy. It's okay because it's temporary, and as long as we're doing the 15-20 over the next few nights, we'll get there and there will be peace.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
How do people reach out to you?
So you can find us on social media, on Instagram, Sleep Well Children, Facebook as well, Sleep Well Children. I'm the owner, so you'll probably see my face on there a lot.
Yep.
So check us out if you need any help with sleep.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. 15 to 20 minute increments, everyone. Idaho Today will be right back. Okay.